congrats on being part of the Toronto Film Festival. That's an amazing achievement. I just want to say congrats. That's it. We're done. That's it. It was, but listen, the fact is that everyone watching this interview, no, 99.9% of the people watching this will have not seen the movie yet. And so I hate asking that generic thing, but could you sort of talk about what the film is about? And let's start with that.
She's a writer.
So it's about a young woman who's been born into a kind of repressive patriarchal cult that's all centered around one man who is there. And kind of her journey moving out from believing everything blindly to discovering what the truth is, and that she's kind of maybe has more power than she thinks.
I'll ask you, how did this thing land on your desk? How did you get involved with this?
It happened like actually 2 years ago at Cannes Film Festival, 5 a.m. in the morning at the bar. I was completely smashed. And someone introduced me a producer, and they say, that's the producer of Whiplash, David Lancaster. And then he asked me, do you know any good cinematographer? And I said, yes. And I gave him name of my cinematographer. And then he watched my work, because we did it together with my cinematographer, and then he offered me a script. Then it means these things happens at the festival, at the bar.
I was going to say to you, so you're basically saying that all the times I've gone out drinking at a film festival can all pay off.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of work that way.
But really, it's really happened that way, which is a very unusual way.
Sure. Before we get into, actually, I'm going to involve you two right now. Talk a little bit about how you both got involved. Was it one of these things where you get sent a script, or do they send you like an idea? How did you two land with this?
Well, I was in New York for some reason. Oh, I was doing something else in New York, and I met with David Lancaster, the producer, and he told me about, I don't know if you were doing it at that point, but Malgo was doing it, and obviously Catherine, he was telling me about the writer, and they both sounded really passionate about this thing. And I'd read a synopsis of the script. I hadn't actually read the script yet, and it sounded amazing, but it didn't quite do it justice. Like when I actually read the script, it was amazing, but still from the synopsis, I mean, I did want to do it. And that's how I got involved. I said yes, I want to do it after I read the script, and then it all just went from there.
I read the script, and I was dying to work with these people, with Malgo. I'd seen her movies, I loved them, and so I wanted to be part of this. What is it like, because you have to play someone who, like that culty kind of, you know what I mean, like where you're so charismatic. Is that a real challenge for you? No.
Good call.
Right, no, I'm just fucking with you. But what is it like to turn that, you know what I mean, to turn it on?
To turn it on?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know. I got a lot of help, doing that from Malgo.
I'm very charismatic.
And she's very, yeah.
Well, especially,
sometimes we were joking that actually, in the story I play the shepherd, but really Malgo is our shepherd.
Did you pay him $5 or $10 to say that?
5.
Right.
Nothing really. But but this was really a passion project for all of us, and we believed in this story, and I'm really proud about how it turned out.
Well, one of the things that I found talking to different directors, writers, and actors is that everyone has a different process with the way they like to work. Some directors love to shoot the rehearsal, and some directors want to rehearse a ton and then start shooting. Other actors love music, or they want to be silent before they're shooting. Talk a little bit about the way each of you likes to work on set and what it was like working together on this.
Yeah, to me, I'm kind of experienced because I've done before. It's my first feature English debut, but before I've done 7 feature films in Europe. a boring art house, for festivals. Then
Acclaimed art house.
then it's
Fantastic.
kind of acclaimed, but and I was like, I said no, I had to change something. Then I'm kind of experienced. Then I'm doing always shortcuts. I'm not doing a lot of rehearsals. I'm trying to cast the people, which I know what I can expect and etc. How to use them and all of these elements. And I have my DP. Always we are doing together. Then it's really like I don't have to talk to a lot, or I don't have to do a lot of rehearsals. Then I'm actually really doing everything like in my head, kind of very shortcuts.
Margot,
But
I
you
also
have a
think
method.
Yeah, well, whatever. I just, but
He's a method
Let's
actor.
talk about
But-
you.
but- by,
Oh
the way,
my
by the way, see, that's the kind of stuff that I want to hear about. Like, that's
I know
great.
my answer was very boring. Now you have to
No,
say something.
but Margot, you're also you're so visual. So we talked
little closer
lot
with the
when
microphone.
we were
Sorry.
preparing. I think we talked a lot about everything, and you had a lot of ideas, but we never ended up shooting anything that made it to the movie the way that you had explained it to me before. It was always on the day. Margot would be looking at the shot, and it would sort of magic would happen.
I'm reacting to the
Yes.
situation. I have to see what I'm doing on the monitor, not like with my eye. No, through the monitor, through the camera eye, and then I know
Yeah.
what I would like to change.
And if it doesn't,
I'm
and
that
if you,
kind of
and if it doesn't
director.
work, what would you say?
I'm saying that I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's shit.
They were completely kind of shocked at the beginning because, probably they work, he works in US and suddenly a director. I don't like it. It's very bad.
What are you doing?
If I'm joking or not.
Wait, did you actually say after a take, I don't like it, it's
Yes.
very bad?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
But then when she loves it, she means it.
Yeah.
Sure, but that is,
I'm always doing this.
I understand.
That's why my
She's
career in
Polish.
US is not possible.
Right, no.
It never happened.
because have you, in your lives, have you ever been told after a take
No.
it's very bad?
No.
No, but I genuinely think it's the best way though, because you're right. Yeah, that she actually does like it. And you would do something in your head you thought, it's kind of good. And
Now,
Malgo would say, I don't like it.
Did you find that actually, because I could see a lot of actors are looking for that reinforcement that what they're doing, I'm not saying a blanket statement, but like a lot of people, they want to hear they're doing something good. So did you find that it almost made you work harder to get her to say that was good? I mean, maybe that's a bad
absolutely.
question, but like,
it kept me on my toes, right? But it was also sometimes it was really hard to know what was good and what not. And so in beginning, it was very almost shocking. But after a few days, I started to really sort of ease into it and feel very confident that she knows what she's doing. So
I like it. I know what I'm doing. I know.
There are entire takes where it's just Malgo in the background, just more blood.
There's the sound, it's a problem with the sound on the movie because I'm talking all the time during the take. Like, oh, it's so bad, I can't stand this, more blood.
I hope at some point down the road when the film is on like Blu-ray or whatever, there can be some sort of sizzle reel
Yes.
of just you after takes with your commentary. Like that was shit, or that was more blood, or
Yeah, there is a plan. Someone wants to do a documentary about me because it's going to be very funny.
sure.
Maybe more successful than my movies.
First of all,
Really?
this is awesome because I've done a lot of interviews and I've never heard this kind of stuff, which is amazing.
God.
For each of you,
Eastern Europe.
right? Exactly. I need to go to Poland for more
Yes.
more shoots.
Yes.
For each of you, so I'm curious. You're writing the script. What was oftentimes when you're writing, there's like a huge hurdle you need to overcome in terms of like maybe there's a story point that you're not able to crack or whatever. So I'll start with you. What was the big challenge writing the script that you overcame?
So it was Other Lamb was based on a short story I wrote years before, and I adapted. And then I think honestly the biggest hurdle, it sounds odd, but I got myself into a really odd headspace. I watched about 10 documentaries on cults back to back. I was writing very late at night. And I think the biggest hurdle honestly was I kind of came out of it and was kind of had to like put it aside and let it sit because it had just like, it's quite a poisonous script is the wrong term, but it's not a light script. And so genuinely, like writing is a job. You sit in front of the computer and you sit down and you do your work. But it did genuinely feel like a catharsis to write it. And And it meant that once I'd written it, like I wrote it very quickly, I kind of felt like I'd gotten something out, but also that I kind of had to treat myself with care. Because it's, dealing with things about like abuse and cults of personality. And like it's not light. And it's something that I think is quite important for creatives across all levels of making things, is that you have to be careful about what you're filming and doing and kind of be give yourself time to process feelings and kind of darkness if you're doing dark pieces, I think.
Sure. I'm curious for you, obviously, no matter what you're making, you never have enough time, you never have enough money. What was the thing while filming that you were like, how the F are we going to do this with what you have?
Yeah. It's exactly the time. I mean, 25 shooting days, it was like incredible, right? And even to Eastern European director, it's not a lot. I mean, then it was very difficult. And to film each scene in 25 days, time. I must say time. I would love to have like more shooting days, because it was really a challenge. Also, what I really love, I love to have a distance. I love to shoot a movie and then to have a break, do the editing, and do like 1 or 2, 3 days kind of reshoot. That's the method I'm usually working. Then I couldn't on that project. Then, but maybe it's good because I have to like put myself together.
I actually have spoken to a lot of directors, and in Asia, a lot of times they'll shoot movies and then they'll take a break for like a week or two and then come back and continue shooting.
We are doing like this also. Like me and even Paweł Pawlikowski, our Oscar winner, he's also doing always like this. I think it's a kind of method. Then this time I couldn't use that method. Then I was completely awake all the time. I was like totally like this. Very stiff, because I knew I have to use my time and it's only one chance.
Sure.
Then it's very different. And also I had like American producers, even I love them, but behind me, and very new situation.
Sure. More. I think more money, more problems.
No, but this film is like not a lot of money.
Right.
It's very little money, I can tell you.
Sure.
Of course, maybe it's compared to my Polish films, it's more. But it's still zloty, $2.
Right. Well, I mean, also, you brought in a diva. I mean, a diva.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Exactly.
Oh, God, I'm like, who is he talking about?
I'm completely fucking with him.
That
Sorry
was
for
the
my language.
idea.
Right.
Have you seen the movie?
Hold that thought. I want to ask you guys something real quick.
Yeah, because there were no challenges for us, by the way. For
Except
us, it was like
except for her saying
It was
that.
a breeze.
a breeze.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
I am
no.
actually curious, though. You're reading the script. You're getting ready to film. What's the thing that you're reading in the script that you're most excited to do? And what's the thing that you're like, that's going to be a really tough shooting day? If anything.
You go first.
I don't know. I expected that it would be, because obviously it was a dark one, that it would be a difficult shoot. But in a way, for a lot of people, you would have thought the weather was kind of difficult. But actually it worked, because it was supposed to be like a tough journey. So it worked. So I don't know specifically.
Tough,
Yeah. Oh God, it was
Remember
really tough.
The water?
Oh my God. There's a scene where we're in the water, and
It was zero degree
It was
temperature
so
of the
cold.
water.
Yeah.
and we had to get fully dunked.
So in the story, I baptized Raffey's character, and Margot, I think you were wearing like these really long, what are they called? Those waders, right? And so she's standing right behind us and giving us notes while the camera's rolling. Of course, they should all be on the making of, and so I think I dunk you, and then Margot, of course, while we're still rolling. Oh, it's great! Again! Do it again! I'm like,
I don't
Raffey,
have
are
such
you
a
good?
voice.
And Raffey is
It's
like,
not my voice.
I don't know if we can do it again.
Yeah, because I grew up on documentary films. And
Sure, no, completely. I listen. I have a million other questions, but I have to stop there, and I'm just gonna say congrats on the movie, congrats on being part of the Toronto International Film Festival. And before we wrap, I have to give a huge thank you. The only reason we get to be here is because of great sponsors. It's expensive to cover this fest. A huge thank you to Nordstrom Canada for being a great sponsor to us. And seriously, I hope everyone sees the movie. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.